We are holding ourselves back. I know this video is very impromptu because I am sitting here in my room and I'm sitting here going through my comments. And this sparked this video. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm sitting here going through my comments and I'm responding to all the comments from how much you actually need to retire. It's a plethora of let me view all comments. Retiring alone as a black woman, just pretty much in road to retirement, pretty much all my videos on my journey of retiring early and things like that. Listening to everyone, first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable just as much as I'm being vulnerable, putting your things out there and saying what you're trying to do and what you want to do. But I sat back as I'm reading the comments. I'm in this same boat. We are holding ourselves back. We have drank the Kool-Aid, including myself. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and we can't move on with our lives and live our lives where we want to because we are sitting here subscribing to what society has built and put all the roadblocks in front of us. It was a few comments, but I didn't respond to it, so it didn't went. But it was one comment, and the lovely woman said, I wanted to retire earlier, but I wasn't able to. I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm gonna retire at 65 because my house will be paid off in 7.5 years. And that will help out, with extra income. Absolutely it would. Absolutely it would. That made me think about myself. I'm like, I got this house. My other house was almost paid for, but I'm in this house only 4 years in. And I'm like, but I already know this is not my forever home. I already know that. I do not want to be in a home. Now, in the event that being in a home is more affordable than doing something different, then absolutely. But just because a house is paid off doesn't mean that that's going to free up some money. Because, baby, let me tell you, something will break down. The roof got to get done. Yes, this might be a once in 10 years, 20 years thing. But when that bill hit, roofs is like $4,000. That's like transmissions, engines. I'm sitting here thinking about myself too. Like I just sat here and I got my water heater flushed out, right? Unexpected. Didn't think I had to do that. I had a plan. They just come in here checking things out and you're checking and you're saying I need to get this done. So I did it, right? My whole point is expenses will always come up regardless of we thinking of that. We're saving this and saving that. Yes, every day, every month is not a $4,000 unexpected thing. But things can definitely happen. Because, I tell you, these last 3 months, things have been happening. But where I was trying to go with this was we sat here and we drink the Kool-Aid. And there was another comment that said, I'm going to retire soon. No, I wanted to retire 2 years ago, but I'm going to retire in 2 years. I want to move to the South so I can get more bang for my buck. So that resonated with me because one, my mother is from New York. We're from New York and she retired and then she came down here with New York pension, all the different things. Well, I don't want to say New York pension, but I'm just saying from her New York salary to her pension and then her Social Security and things like that. So you have all of that, y'all. I'm so antsy right now because my brain is like this, and I want to get everything out. But it brought something home to me because it was like, okay, my mom came down here. She's definitely getting more for her buck. But at the end of the day, And then it was like and then it was something about getting my salary up. Again, I already had liked the comment, thumbs up the comment, and I went on with the comment. But it was like, it resonated so much because it's like, what I talk about is pretty much pivoting, getting a new job to make more money, to do this, to do that. And it was like, damn it, Kelly. We all think the same way and we all drink the Kool-Aid. We really are not designing our lives the way we want our lives to be. We are designing our lives around what the social norms and what society has put out already for us. How do you break that cycle? How do you break that cycle? We can't retire early because we're trying to figure out how we're going to pay our house off and just pay property tax. Because at the end of the day, even if you pay your house off, you do not own your house. Yes, it's an investment. So if you do sell, you do have a kitty. You do have money, right? But at the end of the day, if you do not pay your taxes on that land, that everybody say, well, I got land. Yeah, you may have land. But if you don't pay that taxes, you won't have nothing. The land doesn't even belong to you anymore. It belongs to the city, the state, however that goes, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about all of this, and I'm just like rambling in my head. And I said, you know what, Kelly? Turn the camera on. Turn the camera on. You got to have a conversation. You got to have a conversation. We need to design our life the way we want it. We're sitting here working to wait for the government to give us Social Security. And then we're working to pay off our house that as we're getting older and we're breaking down, the house is getting older and the house is breaking down. You think maintenance is not going to go into that? I'm in the same boat as well. I am in the same boat as well. This is crazy. I'm sitting back thinking about how society has put all these roadblocks for us. We can make all the money in the world, we can do all the different things and be prepared. But it's like, damn. I'm going to continue to read my comments. I'm going to continue to respond, like, thumbs up. I have over 1,000 comments. So all of them I cannot write, in-depth thoughts, but I want you to know I am in these comments. I am in. Like, I'm going through my phone. It's more easy for me to do it this way. But I was sitting at the computer and I was typing and going to town. And I'm like, this is what we talk about. But yet we still sitting here, including myself. I got to keep putting myself in this because we're trying to get that pen to paper, figure out how we're going to navigate our lives and to prepare ourselves for retirement. But on the flip side, there's always a freaking roadblock. I hope I made sense here. But I do want to read a few of my comments here. There's so many. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that just, start out with saying, Kelly, I love your videos. Kelly, I love your channel. Kelly, I needed this. I'm so happy I found you. I am so happy you found me. I am so happy that you enjoy my videos. I am so happy you love my channel. This is our channel. I am so happy that each and every one of you are here. Let's start there, okay? Rewind. Let's start there. I thank you. I like the fact that I can come up here in my robe and have conversation with you, relate. You relate to me, I relate to you, and we're talking about real things. Yeah, we have a little fun over here. We do a little 1-2, step out for a little bit. But for the most part, we are having real conversations. We're tapping into what's going on in the real world with our life and how us as Black women over 40 can really, really change the direction on how our life can pan out in retirement. We can pivot. We can change careers. We can pivot. We can start over. we can just do so much and we don't have to sit back and wait because no one's coming to save none of us. Okay. You got to go out there and get, believe, have faith, and do for yourself. You design it. If you don't put the work in, who's going to do it? But see, we getting ready to get into very motivational. Let me slow down real quick because you see, I'm about to go to town. But me reading those comments just let me know that we all feel the same way. And we're all sitting back prolonging the life that we actually want because we want to either keep what we got because we worked hard, we put the money in. And I used to feel that way, but I don't feel that way anymore because at the end of the day, whatever money I put in, I'm going to get it back. Because if I sell this right here, I'm good. I get something else, I'm good. So I don't hold on to material things. Even though it's my home, I don't hold on to it. I don't feel like I'm not selling my house. I work so hard and I've made these payments. You get the payments back. Really, if you got good equity, you get it back. But don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. This is just us having good conversation. I'm not financial advisor, nothing like that. I know for me, selling my first home was definitely a freaking win. I know if I sell this home, it'd be another freaking win. And if you're taking that money and you invest in how it's supposed to be invested, gotta get your words out, and letting it sit and do what it's supposed to do, it will work for you at the end. But we ain't talking about that. But what else got me? I done lost my thought. But what else got me was the fact that we do these things to ourselves. Not only are we stopping ourselves from retiring early and stopping ourselves from having the life that we really want to have, we subscribe to all the things that are placed in front of us and all the things that are so-called the American dream, right? Everybody wants to have a home. Everybody wants to get married. I feel like the people who have a home want to get out the home. Not everybody, but some people do. I'm not saying I want to get out of a home, but I know being a homeowner, like to this capacity, is not my lifelong thing. It's not my lifelong thing. No. So it's a lot of maintenance to it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if it's a new house, old house, in-between house. Having a home is a lot of work. Financially, physically, mentally. That's just like women and men who say, oh, I want to get married. And then people that's married like, oh, well, you don't know what it's all entailed of. They say marriage, if you don't want to be of service to someone and give your all, make sacrifices and be selfless, it's not for you. You know what I mean? So it's like a catch-22 and all these different things, right? But we get handed all these different things in front of us. It's like you want the good job. You go get the good job. It stresses you out. You want the home. You get the home. You feel like your house poor. You know, you got all these bills and stuff. And I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that you are, and I'm saying that I am. But I'm just saying these are things that, that just come up. You want this, whatever that is, the luxury car, the timeshare, because those things right there, the timeshare, or the vacations, or the bags, or the clothes. You get all these different things, then you sit back and you like, if I just would just save my money, put it to the side, and stop getting happy for everything that dankles in front of me, how much money would I really have? Think about it. We all make money, however that might look, right? Yes, we have to live. We got to pay bills some way, somehow, for have a roof over our head and have food. Just the basic necessities, right? And if we didn't do all the things that we, still go vacation within reason and things like that to have experiences in life. Say if we keep a certain amount of money, right, without doing all the extra, living beyond your means, or just doing it because you know you can. I'm guilty of that. I do things because I know I can do it. We're going to get into that. But you know what I'm talking about. If you just save a certain amount of money for a certain amount of years, we've all have had $1 million collectively, just may not have been in a month, a year, 6 months, however that might look. But you think about how much you make in a year, how much money you may have blown going to brunch, going this, buying that. Still be able to save though, because you live in life, you have experiences. And I'm like, if we just didn't subscribe to all the things that was dangled in front of us, how would it actually be? Will we be sitting here saying, I'm going to wait until I'm 65 to retire. I'm going to retire in 2 years. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say something right now. I envy those who may have worked for the government. Do they 20, 30 years, depending on where they were at? Because I know in New York, it's like 20 years, depending on what part of the government you was in. Working for the state, city, county, all the different things. 20 years. I know like a lot of police officers, it's 20 years they can retire. They not getting a full paycheck. If you be a police officer, whatever you are, you working overtime, doing all different things. You getting some good money, right? You're not going to get that kind of money in retirement. We all know that. That's in anything, even where I work at. I'm not going to get what I bring home. Will it be something nice? Yeah. For you not working, just getting some money to you for saying thank you for your time of service? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just sitting back thinking, but I was getting ready to say, I envy those who was able to retire early, because you can retire. You may not be able, you're not able to pull out Social Security, but you do have other things that you can definitely pull out. If it's the 401, money from brokerage accounts, things like that. If you save well and knew how to do that, but yet if you have a pension, you can always still go get another full-time job, or you can go get a part-time job, or now you're at this point in life, you can change careers and pivot. And you don't have to work that hard because you have that lifeline or that lifetime of funds until you leave this earth. Girl, your comments got my brain over here spinning. Okay? Spinning. But I want to say thank you, because the comments make me think. The comments make me know what we should talk about, how we should talk about it. Because it's not like it's just me. It's you, it's us. We all feel these things. We all feel these things, and we are going to all retire well. However that might look. Some of us, want the 55 like I. Some already 52. Some already did at the 45s and whatnot. Just keep encouraging us. Keep dropping it, letting us know what you've done and how you even are maintaining after retirement. Let us know. Let us know if it's, investments that you're doing, if you just went and got a part-time job. Because again, retirement looks different for each and every one of us. Retirement doesn't necessarily have to be cold turkey sitting home. Of course, I want to do that. I'm speaking into existence. But it may be retiring from what you're doing. Getting that paycheck, getting what you need, and then now you can go and you can pursue the dreams that you actually want to do. What would that even look like? Oh my God. What would that look like? But I guess I got triggered. Now I'm jumping again, y'all. Y'all know my brain be all over the place. I got triggered because I was like, damn, I have a home. I've never even thought about paying this house off. That has never been on my checklist. I got to pay my house off. No. Because I'm all about, and I'm going to share, I'm all about making money. And I know we all are. Paying a house off is not making you money. It's not. I wish I would have stayed in that other house for maybe 4 years or so, or 5 years. But I wouldn't have gotten as much as I did. But I really feel like I got about maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 in this one. I done did 4. So doing 6 more may not be too bad, because that lets me see what the economy is looking like. That let me see what the new administration is going to look like. Because all of this stuff plays a factor in selling, buying, and all the things. I know for me, I've always mentioned that, if it makes sense for me to keep my home because of the cost, then yes. But if it doesn't make sense for me to keep my home because I have to pay HOA dues, I'm still paying my mortgage, taxes is going up, regular maintenance, even if it's only for 6 months, you know, what is my water bill looking like? What is my electric bill looking like? What is my gas bill looking like? What is me getting filters? That don't cost a lot of money, but I'm adding everything up. Everything. And then I'm going to see how it looks when it comes to, hey, living in an apartment. Living in an apartment is going to be definitely cheaper. But however, it will definitely raise as time goes on. So you have to kind of like, when will you break even? Sometimes staying in your home where you paid for will break even to the escalations of a rent. I sit back and think about how much rent I paid in New York for a 1 bedroom. Back then, back in '08, it was 1,200 for a 1 bedroom. A 1 bedroom now is probably double that. Crazy. And that's over 18 years ago. So people now are paying depending on where they living at. I did, in the Bronx. So I didn't live in a good area of the Bronx. I was like in Pelham area. I didn't live in an area where, well, them prices was high. I can't even compare. I don't live there no more. It's been 18 years. I can't get in that conversation. So I'm a back out. But I do know, just watch people like on TikTok, people on Instagram. Oh yeah, I'm back on TikTok. Another day, another story. Talking about rent, people paying $5,000 for a 2 bedroom. $5,000. It's like, go get you a house. Go get a condo. But I also know when you are free spirited and you just like change and like go, sometimes that's a cost in itself. That is me. I have a very free spirit in me where I want to go, I want to change. Me having a mortgage is sitting me down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was that woman that if I could move every year, girl, my mom called me a gypsy when I was younger because I loved moving different apartments. It was like change was so good for me. Change was so good. I am very settled. I'm a homebody, but every now and then I like some type of spontaneous and adventurous and just a little spark every now and then. But in saying all of that, this conversation was definitely a eye opener for me because me reading the comments and it would just make me feel like we are sitting here trying to make sure we live the best life we can, but still following the rules of the government and still waiting to live our lives because we can't live our lives until we follow their rules. How can you live your life without following any rules? Live off the grid, right? It's crazy the way the world is. We pay for produce that is grown naturally on this earth, right? Yes, we have to pay the people that do it, labor, time. I just sit back and think about how we evolved. I want everybody, we got homework. What was the first living species, creature, or life on this earth? Do your homework. And also, how did us as humans evolve? How did we get on this earth? Tell me. This is things that I like to talk about. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so happy that we could sit back and just have good conversation at a drop of a dime. Thank you to each and every one of you for leaving a comment and making my wheels turn. Thank you. I appreciate you.